The hero hunter Garou versus the strongest creature in the world. These two are similar in so many ways. Both masters multiple martial arts and both are in countless search for challenges. Today we'll be looking at how would the ogre perform against human Garou and what rank would he be if he was ever a part of the One Punch Man verse. But before, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell for more of these matchup videos. I'm always grateful for your support and this really means the world to me. Thank you. There are no enough words to describe how ridiculous this creature is in the Baki verse. Yujiro, an anomaly of a character that proved his supremacy in the fighting world. This beast legit scales above everyone when it comes to literally everything. Strength, speed, power, durability, and most important of them all, skills and knowledge. Let's go ahead and start with strength. Yujiro's most notable feat is stopping an actual earthquake with a single attack. The earthquake starts all the way back in the city where the buildings are, and this was caught taking consideration 3 different earthquake magnitudes. This makes Yujiro on the low-end multi-city blocks level, the mid-end town level, and the high-end large town level. However, this feat has the Bakiverse fans divided on whether he actually did it or not. Some say this would be pretty consistent due to Baki later on causing a small earthquake due to imagining himself fighting his father, and Yujiro shaking a skyscraper just from being angry. The others say that his punches later on in the Right Eye tournament or during his second fight with Baki didn't do anything remotely close to producing an actual earthquake even when using his demon back, alongside with the Baki journal that has the author's interview stating that Yujiro thinks he can stop an earthquake, supporting the idea that he just punched the ground matching the earthquake's stoppage timing. So whether you side with notion A or B, we'll be using both arguments. Now when it comes to speed, Yujiro's punches can legit break the sound barrier, a move that was used by Katsumi early on in the series. Now many try to amp this feat to Mach 78 due to Kaku Kayo stating the punch's speed can reach 1,000 miles per minute. However, I hate to break it down to you and tell you that this is an actual mistranslation. As we all know, Baki, the son of Ogre Manga, has no official translation, and the best creditable source is literally the anime. In the wrong translation, Kakukayo states that the speed of the joints can be increased as many times as you want, 1,000 miles per minute, but the correct form for this statement is the following. If you want to accelerate a move, any number of joints can be added, 100 or 1,000, any number you like. The context of this, or what he means essentially, is that in order to reach supersonic speed, he needs to imagine there are thousands of joints from his shoulder to his fingertips. This is exactly the context of it. However, Yujiro still has an even higher feat, or more so a statement. In chapter 13 of the Bakido manga, according to the narrator, Yujiro can dodge a lightning bolt even when having his guard down. This legit puts him in the massively hypersonic area. While many still consider this hyperbole, since he didn't really dodge it, we'll still be scaling Yujiro to that level. Now when it comes to durability, this is where he excels the most. Yujiro legit tanks a sword strike to the neck by Miyamoto Musashi. Miyamoto was shown being capable of cutting through armored vehicles. Yujiro also gets punched with full force by Hanayama. Remember that a single strike from Hanayama left Spec heavily injured. Spec himself was completely unharmed by firearms, which fires large iron balls, hitting him directly in the face multiple times. And what's crazy is that Hanayama's punch caused nothing but a single drop of blood to leave Yujiro's nose. He was also walking just fine even after blatantly getting struck by lightning. According to a scientist, a bolt that strong would have burnt any human being on the spot. Yujiro also has high levels of endurance, since he can negate any pain caused to him by tensing all the muscles on his body. Now, just by these standards, we can safely say that this guy is an absolute monster. Add all of this with his full mastery of martial arts. The ogre is known to have the knowledge of pretty much every single martial arts or technique in his verse. No matter how complicated the technique is, he can master it at first glance to its fullest extent, shown in his fight against Kakukayo as he instantly gained mastery over a very complicated technique called Chauri. Not only can he copy techniques but can adapt to it and build up countermeasures against it during the fight. Yujiro also has the ability to straight up spot the opponent's weaknesses. All of that on top of his demon back amp that increases his strength, speed and durability, described by Kakukayo to be the natural born fighter structure. Yujiro is an absolute juggernaut, a beast that knows no equal, and against him, winning is a fool's dream. Many characters in One Punch Man, especially the S-class heroes, can be considered extraordinary or special. The show goes to explain that the S-class is an anomaly. However, the word prodigy specifically can be thrown at the direction of the hero hunter Garou. This individual, not only is he oozing with talent, but holds immeasurable potential even superior to the likes of human Orochi and Goketsu. Now to start with scaling, we begin with speed. While heavily fatigued, injured, and poisoned, Garou managed to fight against Genos, who prior to this, before upgrading, was shown dodging lasers and fighting awakened cockroach who claims he can react at the speed of light. The properties of the lasers he dodged were confirmed to be indeed light, but since the lasers were bending, a large portion of people refuses to take this as valid. But what about actual calcs? For starters, Garou managed to deflect every single bullet thrown at him by Death Gatling. This feat has been calced being extremely conservative, keeping away the fact that Death Gatling's bullets are much faster and deadlier than normal ones, stated by Garou that he changes the firing cycle to shoot even faster, lowballing it to massively hypersonic. Garou also considers that Gatling a fodder, and if he brought up one S-class hero, this would have been completely different, indicating he is way too weak compared to him being healthy. There's also a pretty standard feat of the Deep Sea King trying to hit Sonic while the raindrops are frozen. This feat has been calced based on the anime to be in the range of high hypersonic. A much stronger and faster Deep Sea King was demolished by G4 Genos in the audiobook. Same Genos got blitzed by Carnage Kabuto, who Metal Bat without his fighting spirit fought for 3 minutes straight. Taking in consideration that his fighting spirit is in play, he still could not land a single hit on Garou and got completely dominated. Now, according to the Databook, Lightning Mac's strongest attack moves as fast as lightning. However, for me this is extremely questionable, so we'll be placing Garou in the ranges of massively hypersonic to massively hypersonic plus. Now let's jump directly to technique, since that correlates with his actual strength. The Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist is the best offensive and defensive technique, allows him to redirect attacks at his opponents with double the force, and if his adversary is of a similar size and moves in relative speed, there's absolutely nothing he can do but keep taking considerable damage. Take his fight with Tank Top Master, considered one of the most gifted when it comes to physical strength. Not only can he lift buildings, which is insane, but throw them in the sky with super speed. This level of strength did not matter since Garou was able to redirect every single attack with double the force and completely demolish him. Garou is also durable enough to take punches and tackles from him, and while extremely and heavily fatigued, taking in consideration he's been poisoned, he was still getting multiple punches from Genos, who Garou stated his strength rivals Tank Top Master. Now it's obvious that Garou's endurance is off the chart, despite being injured and poisoned with accumulating numerous injuries throughout fights with 8 heroes, Genos, Bang and Bomb, he still has the stamina to continue fighting despite being on the verge of death. He can also copy techniques and use them after seeing them just once, and has over 10 martial arts in his arsenal. He is a prodigy that keeps getting stronger the longer the fight continues, and wouldn't stop till he becomes the strongest monster there is.
ここにいる奴らが束になっても俺は絶対に殺せない。
Now, being a person who read both series, getting asked this question at face value, I would have sided with Garou. As a matter of fact, I gotta be honest with you all, I started this video idea thinking it's not close and Garou would trash him. But taking a long amount of time rereading Baki and researching Yujiro's feats, I came to the conclusions that this can be close or not close, depends on which feat and calcs you want to take as valid. Speed in fiction in most cases is the deciding factor of which makes the character victorious. While one is heavily fatigued and the other is stated to have his guard down, both can react and dodge at massively hypersonic speed. If we add multipliers, one would have his demon back and the other is healthy, I assume they should be on the massively hypersonic plus category. This is obviously excluding the notion that Garou and Genos can react and move at the speed of light, which for me is completely plausible. And this also includes the possibility that Yujiro can indeed dodge lightning, which could be a hyperbole statement since he did not really do it, but it was just a statement. Now if both are relative to each other, which one has the means and the strength to defeat the other? Before that, it's important to understand that this is going to be a martial art contest. Both are prodigies that can copy techniques and both can use other martial arts. Let's say the Ogre has the chance to inflict considerable and significant damage on Garou. He'd need to accumulate more energy than what Tank Top Master has done, and quite frankly, the only feat that puts him around that level is stopping the earthquake, which as I said in Yujiro's part, is highly questionable due to having anti-feats later on in the story. story. One of Hammerhand's henchmen destroyed a skyscraper with ease, and this has been calced to multi-city block level. It's pretty obvious that strength-wise, Tank Top Master scales way above that, since according to Sonic, Puri Puri not even going all out surpasses Hammerhand's strength, and Tank Top Master scales above him at that point of the series, meaning Garou's durability would allow him to take that kind of attack head-on no problem. Now, can Garou bypass Yujiro's durability? While Yujiro's durability is insane in the Baki-verse, nowhere it has been shown that he can tank attacks of a caliber of what can Garou accumulate. Genos not only can he hurt hydrated Deep Sea King, but can also trade hits with him. Same dehydrated Deep Sea King scales above Puri Puri, who at less than 50% is above Hammerhead's suit, and Garou, while heavily fatigued and couldn't even walk, was trading hits with a much upgraded Genos. With these feats, it's obvious that Garou has the upper hand, but given the fact that it would be a martial art fight, you could arguably say that Yujiro would eventually use and copy Wata's Stream Rock Smashing Fist, and with redirecting Garou's attacks, it would be a tough match, but so would Garou would eventually use Yujiro's techniques. Based on the techniques they both hold, it's hard to precisely say what would occur. Now, the only reason why Yujiro can compete in the first place is because of two feats, stopping the earthquake and dodging lightning, which both of them are very questionable, and people till today they're still debating whether you can take them as valid or not, and that's mainly due to inconsistency, since the Baki manga is going continuously bragging about going supersonic, and even demon back Yujiro in future tough fights, his punches didn't do anything even remotely close to producing an actual earthquake. If these two are not valid, this would not make it close. Yujiro would not be able to hurt Garou, and he'd be too slow to react to it. Garou can somehow be in the light speed level range, and this would make him completely stomp Yujiro. Now, with these feats and circumstances, Yujiro in the One Punch Man would be indeed a low-ass class hero, and his threat level would be demon. We've seen multiple cases of Yujiro exerting superhuman strength and being shown dominating large creatures that the military struggled against. There's no doubt that the Ogre is extremely strong. However, the One Punch Man verse just has too many feats that washes anything the Baki verse has done, and it's pretty self-explanatory that characters from One Punch Man would 9 out of 10 always win against characters from the Baki verse. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please make sure to join the Discord server. You take care, okay?